following program may contain moments of great personal reflection, sudden and striking realization, things you should not try at home, the truth about cats and dogs, incomplete thoughts, rambling gibberish, completely ridiculous opinions, winning lottery numbers, things you could really care less about, barking dogs, and unfortunately, Mike and Stan.
Who likes to be silly? I like to be silly.
What kind of radio show is this?
This town needs an enema.
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Get up, get on up, get up.
Welcome to the show with technical difficulties all around. Open mic live right here. Thursday nights, openmictheshow.com. IRN Broadcast, the No Name Network. Let's see, 920 WO in the Apple, midnights Friday. BRN, if you're a Bubba Army subscriber, you can download the show there or listen there. PulseRadio.net, that's pulse-radio.net. If you like rock, metal, hardcore, up-to-date news on everything rock and roll, check them out. And, of course, check out Stan. Check this guy out.
Recognize
Go, point it, look at the camera. Jesus Christ. All right. Stan, it's your show now. Go play. Go play.
All right, so welcome. And it is Girls' Night.
Girls' Night.
Yes.
Intern is excited. Her hair's been called shiny. Her house has been called smell good. She's like, I love girls.
We only speak truth.
Liar.
Wow.
I know Jeff.
I'm stepping off this show now.
So it is Girls' Night, and this is to recognize the great talent that the female comics have in this area that is under recognized, if you will. Underappreciated, if you will, at this point. It's starting to grow, right? Natasha Samreny.
I didn't know if that was rhetorical. I think so.
Rhetorical. No, rhetorical would be like a...
Don't look at
How
me.
do you think about fuck Mike? Not fucking, but fuck.
I feel like this is a trap, Stan.
So Natasha Samreny, so hello, Samreny.
Hi.
What up, yo? Marie Williams.
Oh, Katie's here.
Katie's here. She did
And
make
she
a
made a grand entrance without trying to. Marie, welcome back.
Welcome. I'm glad to be here.
And I believe is that Katie?
Yay.
Okay. So,
Oh, don't mind me.
we have 2/3 of the cast here already. The other third is making her way through the door. You ladies have been in here before. I've seen all three of you perform, and wow, you guys are amazing. You really are.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I'm not allowed to say this, I guess, right? You're not supposed to say this because is it okay to have a favorite yet still think that others are great? Can you do that? It's taboo, though, right, in the industry? I'm talking to you, Natasha.
Oh, I don't know these things.
It's fine as long as the answer is me. Like,
So the answer is you.
oh, wow. Then it's great.
Door number 1. Validation.
And that's my thing is, like, the bands do the same thing. Like, you're not allowed to say you have... Fuck it.
It's your show, man.
I still love you. You know what I mean? Like, I still like that music. I still like that music. But that is the music that happens to grab me. Marie Williams right now in this field is the comic that I appreciate the most.
She
Like,
speaks to your heart.
She really does because she's rude as shit. I love. Oh, speaking of rude, welcome to being late.
So rude.
Katie, thank you.
I had to stop and get gas, and I forgot that like everyone is doing that. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you get water too?
No, because that.
Did you grab a generator on your way? Because everyone's out of them too.
I only live my life for like what I have to do the next hour. I'm not really good at like preparedness.
I don't care if you're late or not. I appreciate you coming. Seriously,
pull it to you.
really
Go-
do.
Oh,
Yeah,
these are
yeah,
fancy.
you can make,
Right?
make it move to you. You
You
can
guys
even
are
move the
awesome.
whole stand.
We were trying to guess how glamorous of an entrance you would make,
Yes.
and girl, you did not disappoint. Look at this
Camo
hair.
announced you and everything.
You look like you're in a models with canteen ad.
Oh, thank you.
So if you guys were to paint a grand entrance for her, Marie, what would your grand entrance be for Katie to come in with?
Do you like Broadway musicals?
Of course I do.
Okay,
What the hell kind of question is that?
No, okay,
Important
listen.
question.
I think you would come in to like Smoke and Mist and just like the Cats opening number, and you would just come in like hair blown back and everything. I think that's
But
what.
would you say she would have attached to her
Yeah.
her cat?
You said a cat on her head.
Oh yeah. Okay, no, only because you joked about like she would wear like a fancy wig, and I'm like, it'd be one of her cats. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
If you were to make a grand entrance,
If
like-
I were to make one, or if Katie
no,
were
if
to make
you were
one,
to, Natasha, if
where
you were
am
to
I
make it-
entering?
I don't give a damn where you're entering. It's a grand.
This
fucking
is
entrance.
important.
Okay.
Am I making a grand entrance to
If you were
take
going to
like
make a grand
shit?
entrance,
Am I
where would
gonna-
it be?
Where would it be?
Other than with Jeff and the.
This isn't about Jeff. This is ladies' night. If I were to make a grand entrance, you know what I would like to do? I would like to make a grand entrance into a parallel universe where I could live inside a pizza that is never eaten. No, so I would just
so
like
specific.
roll
I love
in
it.
on a tomato, like.
So you never want to
That's
be eaten.
beautiful.
I mean, I feel like cheese and
That's a weird thing for a chick to
pizza
say.
smells delicious, and everybody loves bread, so I would just want to be surrounded by it. I don't understand what the problem is, Stan.
You had me a parallel universe. I don't know what you're talking
welcome.
about.
You don't have to pay bills as a pizza.
No fucking bills in Cheeseland.
That's right.
That's not wrong.
No one
Marie.
asks you when you're going to have kids.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh! These ladies understand. See, this is why.
Has that happened to you? Have you been asked when you're going to have kids?
I don't have a boyfriend, so
I realize that
People
makes the
usually-
answer difficult, but have you been asked?
when I was dating, and, and there was,
Was it
maybe
your-
a possibility.
Was it your mom or your dad that asked that?
Not my parents; they know me.
It was your
So
boyfriend?
Just
No.
It was the cashier clerk at the 7-Eleven because you have
Strangers.
tits. Yeah.
what on earth could you possibly be doing with your life as a 30-something-year-old woman if you don't have
Yeah.
children? Like, it's
Having
shameful.
fun?
Thank you.
Exactly. That's right.
30-some.
Stan
30
over
what?
here. I'm 32. Well,
Marie?
I will be. I'm 23.
You don't answer that question
Natasha,
anymore.
I'm not asking your weight or your bra size. What
So you think it's okay? No, just kidding.
Yes, I do. Mike, how old are you?
39.
Amanda, how old are you? I'm 23.
Sexy. Good for you. See, now I feel like
Or
you're just using
46.
peer pressure to get what you want.
You're not going to tell me?
No, because now it's just a principle of the matter. I would have told you.
How old were you when you saw E.T.?
Oh, that's a great question. Probably like a child. What year did it come out?
Probably like a child.
Do I look like a fucking idiot to you? How stupid do I look? So, girls, welcome again. And how many times have you guys collectively, I know you've all worked together at some point, have you all three worked together in one night?
Ooh.
That's a great question.
I don't think so.
No, we should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Organization, people.
Yeah, this is our debut.
And
As a threesome.
am I wrong in that you guys see it, we see it, and the more I talk to people, everyone sees it, that the female influence in this comedy culture is starting to grow. People are starting to recognize and pay attention and appreciate that. And that's a tough fight, right? I mean, unless you're gay like Ellen or fat like Roseanne, you have no chance.
Wait, what?
Did I lose you?
No, I'm just trying to understand where you're coming from.
Who the fuck does that? But do you understand what I'm saying? Seriously. Like, how long have you been doing comedy, Natasha?
Stand up, just about 5 years. Not too long.
Katie?
3 years. Almost 2.
You've got them both. But no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I mean, seriously, so in that time, that's a considerable amount of time, right? To be out there grueling and fighting and doing open mics and fighting for shows. And from there to now, what's the biggest difference you see in how you were approached as a female comic?
Think you've been doing it for the longest, right? Do you think there's like a change? I mean,
And if there's
I don't
not,
know. I've
tell-
been doing
if
it
not,
for
that's
very
the answer.
long, so-
I mean, if we're just speaking to the Tampa Bay comedy scene, like I started outside of Tampa, and I've definitely seen a change in like the number of women at all levels that are part of the Tampa scene and that, you know, are collectively doing things and that are recognized for sure. I think it's been, I mean, when you grow in numbers and when you grow in the ability to like network and mentorship and like a sense of openness, I feel like that can only help everybody.
So you started outside of Tampa. Where'd you start?
I started in Chicago.
Holy shit. What's the biggest difference between here and there?
It's bigger there. Like Chicago's a comedy. I mean, so Chicago's sort of like a comedy mecca for stand up, in that like you can do multiple shows or mics every night of the week. So it's like actors go to New York and just to hit the pavement, and maybe there's too many, but you're going to get better every step of the way.
But we all know comics that have gone to New York and California.
Yeah.
And we've heard the stories from there.
Yeah.
Would you compare Chicago to those stories?
Totally. The biggest difference that I've seen from when I was there and here, in terms of like if you compare it, like if Chicago, you go to comedy to develop as an artist, to be able to make all the mistakes and to learn among your peers and to see every different type of comedy you could possibly see at different levels. And LA, maybe you can do the same, but if you're going to LA as a comedian, you're probably going to eventually get picked up by a producer or an agent or something. And New York as well, but you probably have more of like a writer's mind, and you have a different humor sensibility than you would in LA. So,
and you say writer's mind. Do you think there's a difference between a writing comic and a performance comic?
I mean, ideally, you want to be both, right? But I think there's certainly people that I think have greater strengths as performers versus greater strengths as writers. But I mean, you see that in the professional world. I mean, if you were to look at, what are your favorite Netflix comedy specials? You have some that are just, really amazing writers. I don't have time to really get it. Everyone should be watching Tiffany Haddish's They Ready.
Yes,
it's really good.
So good.
That's
I don't have time, but I have an answer.
I mean, I just would go on and on and on and on. So, there's some comedians who are just like, everything that they say, no matter what they say, is funny because of how they say it. Then there are other comedians that maybe it's a slow burn because you have to like really listen to them and understand. So I think that's...
So some are Tommy Gill.
Sure. But I think that's the goal for all of us, is to be good at both, right? Yeah. Is to be a good writer and a good performer.
Right? Is to be able to work both sides of the entertainment, whether it's the business side or the writing side and the performance side. And you being the newest of them and developing, what do you think is more difficult to develop, the writing or the delivery?
I'd say the writing, because I don't know, my process is I'll just like throw anything against the wall, and if people laugh at it, like, good, I'll keep it. But other than, like, I don't know. For me, performance has never been an issue. It's just the writing.
Right.
Like, seeing what people respond to and stuff.
And what I love about you guys is that all three of you have different styles on stage.